There comes a moment in every life when the world feels heavy, when silence is loud, when even your own heartbeat sounds like it's echoing inside a hollow room, when it seems like every light has gone out and you are left alone in the darkness. But listen to me. It is inside that darkness where the first spark of light begins. It is when the world stops believing in you that you must choose to believe in yourself. Because no one, no mentor, no hero, no savior is coming to rescue you. You must become your own hero. And when you decide that your life is worth fighting for, everything changes. Your heartbeat becomes your battle drum. Your pain becomes your fuel. And your failure becomes the foundation of your future. When I stood in my darkest hours, when I felt broken beyond repair, something unexpected happened. Clarity. The darkness forced me to listen to my own soul. It stripped away all the noise and left only truth. And that truth was this: I was not done yet. And neither are you. The frustration you feel right now, the fire burning inside you, is not your enemy. It is your weapon. It is the fire that will forge you. That fire will turn you into the person who can build the life you dream of. Do not run from it. Walk through it. Embrace it. Because my greatest victories were not born from my best moments. They were born from my worst defeats. The days I cried alone. The nights I wanted to give up. The mornings I didn't want to rise. Those days built me. There is something in this universe that expects you to rise, to break your limits, to give more than you thought you could. That is why it feels so good when you grow, when you overcome fear, when you push through doubt, when you prove yourself to yourself. Some of you think your dream is dead, but dreams don't die, they just wait. They wait for you to get back up. They wait for you to choose them again. You don't need to destroy your dream, you need a new strategy. You don't need to kill your vision, you need to pivot your plan. Yes, you will fall. Yes, you will stumble. But champions are not the ones who never fall. Champions are the ones who always rise. Understand this deeply. Life is not a straight climb. It is 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. That is not failure, that is progress. Because iron sharpens iron, and pressure creates diamonds. Stop fearing the darkness. Stop running when it gets hard. You are not running from failure. You are running from your own greatness. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Control your attitude and nothing can stop you. If it's hard, do it hard. If it hurts, walk through the pain. If they doubt you, use it as fire. If they laugh at you, let it echo as fuel in your chest. Every insult, every rejection, every failure, every heartbreak. Collect them, carry them, and then burn them like rocket fuel. Because when the strong are tired, they fight one more round. When the weak are tired, they quit. And you are not weak. Right now, you might be thinking of quitting on your dream, your business, your marriage, your future. But this is not the end. This is the moment right before the breakthrough. This pain will not last forever, but the greatness on the other side will. Ask yourself, how powerful could you become if you took all the pain, all the anger, all the disrespect, all the disappointment, and turned it into energy? How unstoppable would you be if every frustration became fire, if every doubt became drive, if every tear became a step forward? No one can compete with that spirit. That is the mindset of champions. That is why they win, and that is why you will win. Nothing in this world can stop a determined heart. I once imagined the life I am living now long before it was real. I dreamed it. I saw it in my mind when no one else could, and then I worked for it every single day. That is the power of vision. People with sight see what is in front of them. People with vision see what is yet to come, and they make it real. You do not need to wait for your future. You must create it. Every morning you get to choose the attitude you will carry. You can't change your past. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to rise. You can choose to fight. You can choose to be unbreakable. Winners know they have already won before the victory even comes. Winning is not about luck. It's about mentality. It's about believing before the world believes. And I want you to know this. Where you are right now is temporary. This pain is temporary. This struggle is temporary. You will not be here forever. There is greatness inside you, waiting to be unleashed. So keep going. Fight through the storms. Refuse to quit. Refuse to surrender. Because one day, you will look back on this darkness and realize it was not the end. It was the beginning of your rise. New motivational additions. Greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. It is built by ordinary people who choose to do extraordinary things. Every legend was once just a person who refused to stop. They felt fear, they felt pain, they felt doubt, but they walked forward anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is walking forward while fear screams in your ear. Discipline is not doing what you love. It is doing what is necessary, even when you don't want to. Success does not arrive at your door. You must hunt it down, drag it back, fight for it every single day. And when the world says, "You can't," you smile and say, "Watch me." You will have people who doubt you, people who leave you, people who try to break you. But remember this. No one can stop a soul that has decided to rise. There will be days you feel exhausted. There will be nights you cry silently. There will be moments when your heart feels empty. In those moments, whisper to yourself, "I am not done yet. I will not stop here. This is not where my story ends." Because your story is still being written, and the best chapters are still to come. Every hero was once the underdog. Every mountain was once impossible, until someone climbed it. And every success story began with the same two words, "I will." So say it now. Say it every morning. Say it when you're tired. Say it when you're scared. Say it when you want to quit. I will. I will. I will. Say it until it becomes your heartbeat. Say it until your doubts disappear. Say it until the world knows your name. This is not just a speech. This is your reminder that you are strong, that you are worthy, that you are enough, and that your future is waiting. Now go. Rise from the dark and take what is yours. Motivation is the inner drive that pushes a person to step out of their comfort zone and embrace struggle. It is the force that gives you the courage to rise again despite exhaustion, hardships, and failures. For example, an athlete who wakes up at 4 a.m. to train while his friends are still sleeping is driven by motivation. Motivation is not just passion, but a reminder that your goal is bigger than your temporary tiredness or obstacles. When you fall and decide to rise again, when you say, "Just one more try," instead of "not today," that is true motivation. Every successful person has relied on motivation during times of struggle. Otherwise, they too would have quit. That's why motivation should become a habit. Keep your goals in front of you and remember that every small step you take brings you closer to your destination. Motivation is the fire that compels a person to move forward despite difficulties. Imagine a student preparing for a competitive exam. His days and nights are spent in the library. He sleeps less. He has no time to hang out with friends, and sometimes it feels like all the effort is useless. But every day when he remembers his dream, to become a doctor or an engineer, to make his family proud, to secure a better future for himself, he regains his energy. That is motivation, keeping your goal in sight and enduring the struggle. Motivation is like fuel that pushes a person to take small daily actions, even when they don't feel like it. These small, consistent efforts eventually turn into great success. Behind every successful person is a story of someone who refused to give up, chose to rise again, and fought back. And that is what sets them apart from ordinary people. Life is a battlefield, and no one walks through it without scars, without losses, without moments of defeat that shake the soul to its core. Come back stronger is not just a phrase. It is a philosophy, a mindset, a way of living that separates those who fade away in despair from those who rise from the ashes with renewed fire. To come back stronger means to understand that failure is not the end of the road, but a stepping stone. That pain is not a punishment, but a teacher. That setbacks are not designed to break you, but to sharpen you. Every human being, no matter how talented or privileged, will encounter storms, financial struggles, broken relationships, betrayal by friends, failures in exams or careers, moments when everything feels hopeless. The difference between those who are remembered and those who are forgotten is how they respond in those critical moments. When life throws you down, when the world laughs at your failure, when your own heart whispers that maybe you are not good enough, that is the exact moment when the philosophy of come back stronger comes alive. You refuse to let failure be the final chapter of your story. You refuse to let pain define your future. You refuse to let weakness dictate your destiny. Instead, you gather yourself, wipe your tears, bandage your wounds, and rise up with a new determination, because you know deep down that the story of greatness is always written by those who rise after falling. Think of the legends we admire. Athletes who suffered career-ending injuries but returned to dominate. Entrepreneurs who lost everything and built empires again. Leaders who faced humiliation and rejection but came back with ideas that changed the world. They were not special because they never failed. They were special because failure did not stop them. To come back stronger, you must change how you see struggle. Struggle is not your enemy. It is your trainer. Just like iron is forged in fire and muscles are built through resistance, your character is built through difficulty. Every setback, every betrayal, every loss is a weight placed on your shoulders. You can choose to collapse under it, or you can use it to grow stronger. When you lose money in business, you learn lessons about risk, trust, and discipline. When you fail an exam, you learn about preparation, focus, and persistence. When someone betrays you, you despair. When you are down, you don't sit and wait for motivation. You act, and action creates motivation. Take small steps. Go for that run, study that one chapter, apply for that job, write that one page. Small steps compound into big changes. The road to your comeback is not walked in leaps, but in consistent steps taken every single day. Coming back stronger also requires the right environment. You cannot rebuild yourself while surrounding yourself with people who drag you down, who laugh at your dreams, who remind you only of your failures. You must surround yourself with warriors, with disciplined people, with those who inspire you to aim higher. Your circle shapes your comeback. If your circle is weak, you will stay weak. If your circle is strong, you will grow strong. Seek mentors, friends, and communities that push you to be better, not those that excuse your laziness. And above all, coming back stronger requires faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith in God or a higher power that guides you. Faith tells you that your pain has purpose, that your failures are not random, that your struggle is shaping you for something greater. Faith whispers to you in the darkness, "This is not the end. Rise, because your story is still being written." Without faith, setbacks feel meaningless. With faith, they feel like preparation. Remember, life is not about avoiding falls. It is about rising after every fall. The greatest victories are always born from the greatest struggles. Diamonds are created under pressure, gold is purified in fire, and warriors are forged in battles. If you want to become great, you must embrace the pain, embrace the struggle, embrace the fall, and use them to come back stronger. When you rise again, you will not just be the same person. You will be transformed, sharper, wiser, more resilient. And that transformation will inspire others. Your comeback story will light a fire in those around you. People will see your scars and realize that their own wounds do not have to end them. You will become proof that no matter how dark life gets, there is always a way back to the light. And that is the ultimate power of coming back stronger. Not only do you rebuild yourself, but you become a beacon for others. So when life knocks you down, when you lose